Hello and welcome to the next session at Transformina Industry 4.0, faster, smarter, greener, thinking ahead of the future of industry. My name is Mohamed Khalifa. I am the head of digital industry here at Siemens Middle East. Our panelists today come from a range of industries, but they all share a common goal: to digitally transform their business operations to enhance efficiency and reduce their carbon footprint. Let me start first by introducing Mr. Shahidi. Shahidi is a senior purchasing manager in Almarai with over 20 years experience in packaging development and procurement. He has comprehensive knowledge and practical exposure to a broad packaging solutions with expertise in packaging innovations, trends, and technologies. We also have with us Mr. Ibrahim Najjar, Director of the Information Technology Department of DP World UAE region. He's leading a pioneering team in business enhancement and enrichment through technology and continuously explores, design, and implement the latest innovation. And finally, we have Dr. Mohammed Sorour. Dr. Sorour is the board chairman and CEO of Deutschland Technology Limited with master's and doctorate degree in fire engineering. Dr. Sorour is well known in the region for his knowledge and know-how academically as well as professionally. Thank you all for being here today, and I look forward to our discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The benefits of the fourth industrial revolution technologies have been well documented across various industries in our region. We know the recent COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated this transformation and pushed companies to adopt new technologies and go beyond their comfort zones, find innovative solutions to overcome a time of challenges. But with the rollout of vaccines and the world adjusting to the new normal, it is now more important than ever that we take this opportunity to not only see how these technologies can make us faster and smarter, but how can we do this sustainably to protect future generations and give them a healthy world to live in. Mr. Shahidi, if I can start with you, how are technologies like the digital twin and smart clean in place solutions helping to switch your production quickly, and what benefits does it bring for your overall sustainability?
Thank you, Mr. Khalifa, and very good afternoon, one and all. Well, it certainly is my privilege to be part of this discussion. And well, as a loyal consumer and an employee of Almarai since last 20 years of my stay in GCC, I can claim with complete conviction that Almarai is a consumer-centric and process-driven company. And if you talk about innovation, innovation is in our DNA. And when we talk about the latest transformative or disruptive technology, for us, for Almarai, digitization or digitalization is not new things for us. Our management has always strived to be ahead and time to time keep on shifting from very traditional methods of production and manufacturing to the best available methods because the focus is always on the tagline, as you all know, that quality you can trust. And it's not only about the quality of the products, what we produce, but also about the task, each and every activity, each and every process that's been carried out throughout the supply chain. Mm-hmm. Now, with Industry 4.0, Mr. Khalifa, with all this new innovative technologies and all, our management has designed Quality 4.0 because our focus is on quality. So we have designed a process named Quality 4.0, which is a very collaborative approach, having very systemized digital solutions to align with our quality goals and ensure that we are connecting the dots across Almarai to make better use of shared data and turning it into information that can be used for more agile and more effective quality decision. And this journey has already started to incorporate in all aspects of Almarai operation. And as you all know that the artificial intelligence and the machine learning capabilities and all the systems, we focus specifically on all the critical to quality parameters of our products and services. And as of today, I'm proud to say that over 100 filling and packaging lines have been already equipped with the latest technologies. And our manufacturing teams have started benefiting of these new technologies in terms of streamlining the data generation, increasing the agility, improving operational efficiency, etc. Now, with the specific in place solutions, I believe overall improvements are there with regards to maximizing the quality aspects and with a better control and increasing flexibility. Now, just to give you an example, our quality team, they have started making the automatic data collection for numerous quality tests, what we do. And just to let you know that almost 500 plus tests we do for each and every product from initiation till it goes to the shelf of the marketplace. And at least I can, if I remember correctly, 15 to 20% the savings in the time required for testing with an efficiency increase, maybe around 15 to 20%. That has been achieved. And also the integration of entire automatic system with the control room has been done, which is again giving the high productivity and better production efficiencies. And ultimately the focus, as you all know that for Almarai is the quality, and we are targeting to further improving the technologies and improving the quality and improving the production efficiencies. And ultimately, I know at the end of the day, it's all about optimizing the process, all the resources across the value chain with focus on the shop floor and with the certainly compliant of our management vision of sustainability and related commitment of vision of country case 2030 kind of things. So all these technologies are helping us a lot, and we are getting definitely benefited in day-to-day activities. Back to you, Khalifa.
Thank you, Mr. Shahidi. It's quite amazing to see how digitalization is helping you really to be ahead of the industry. And now on the topic of sustainability, Ibrahim, DB World is a huge believer in adoption digital technology and an even bigger believer in sustainability. The Internet of Things is by far one of the most talked about technologies in transforming the industrial sector. But my question, how is DB World using IoT to deliver better services to their customers and to the environment as well?
Thank you, Mohammed. I think for me to set the stage, I want to zoom out a little bit and say, and point at our life today. What we see around us, 90% of everything around us has been transported and traded across boundaries. And that is a huge volume of transactions in terms of cargo and in terms of trade. DP World today, we identify ourselves as the smarter trade enabler. And it is our role and our objective is to enable these transactions in the most efficient way. And when we do this, we do it with the having in mind to do it in an end-to-end fashion. So we want to enable and facilitate the whole transaction within the supply chain. And by the word supply chain, we know that there are many entities within that chain. DP World today is playing a major role in each and every sector of those entities, whether in transport and logistics and fulfillment and so on and so forth. So today for us to be able to achieve that view and that objective, we definitely have to leverage the best practices and the best processes, and also leverage technology to fulfill such a service. Industry 4.0 and the use of IoT is very integral to us fulfilling such services. We look at all the components that we have in place to enable the trade and bring in the latest and the most relevant technologies to be implemented to facilitate such journey. And when we do that, we look at efficiency specifically in terms of using the resources that we use to fulfill the whole transaction. And efficiency obviously comes with the burden of addressing all the waste element and the utilization of better utilization of resources. So sustainability becomes also a core element in the design of our services. Whatever services we design that we want to bring as an end-to-end service, it is usually within the architecture of that service design, the idea of sustainability. To give examples on that, today DP World is primarily engaged in transforming the transport sector. We are talking about introducing a new mode of transport for the first time in 100 years. We are all familiar with shipping and rail and trucking and air, but today we're talking about the introduction of new modes of transport in the form of Hyperloop, which definitely unlocks a new potential for trade and the transportation of cargo with 100% electrical setup, which means the direct emission is reduced to the minimum, and that it is a big contribution towards the sustainability objective that we have in place. Also, when we look at the whole trade transaction, considering that we enable the end-to-end transaction, we have the opportunity to look at throughout the supply chain where the elements of waste are and reduce that significantly. And a big portion of that happens with the use of our transport assets in let's say, for example, the ports or the shipping line, the marine sector specifically. It is a huge contributor to the emission, and our technologies and our innovation that we bring in place is to address the use of these resources. Another example related to that is what we designed as the box bay, which is a new innovative way to handling containers, where traditionally containers, once they arrive at the port, they are stacked on top of each other like boxes. And usually these boxes will go to different directions. And to be able to retrieve a box at the lower level, you have to remove everything on top. That is an energy intensive exercise. Our box bay is a solution to put them literally in shelves and be able to retrieve any box without the need to remove whatever is on top. That is a huge saving, and once it's rolled out, it will be a huge saving in terms of energy consumption. This is just an example. So the design of our end-to-end services, it is always embedded to look at the sustainability element and the environmental objective that we are aiming to.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim, for the insight and for the discussion, and also for the very good examples that you have highlighted. Now, to Dr. Mohamed Sorour, there is a lot of discussion around how using the real-time data will change transport industries. How will this help deliver security technologies more efficiently, but without compromising on safety?
Okay, first, Ramadan Kareem for all of us. And I would like just to explain how our company, they are implementing this technology in all our project to the clients, actually. Because the aiming now of the client and the aiming now of the government is looking to the smarter solution and looking to an efficiency buildings. Therefore, even we started already to implement this technology. I will give you an example. I would like to just show you directly. We are executing now a project is belonging to the tunnels. Therefore, we are integrating all the solutions together. Actually, it is a value added to our company. We are increasing our turnover to our company by implementing such technology. Because what we're providing to the end user, we're providing the full solution to the tunnel, including the integration with the fire alarm, with the visibility with the lighting inside the tunnel, with the wind speed and the ventilation. So we integrated everything. But on the end, the client is not aiming to go through these small details. The client on the end, or the end user, he would like to see a fully smart solution inside his own building. So he would like to assure that everything is fully integrated and with multiple scenarios within his facility, he would like to assure that everything is perfect and everything is running. So the real time, I will come to the point that the real time data transferring on this one, it's enabling us to integrate all the solutions together and all the systems together. Now, even the client is looking to integrate multi-tiles within the country to be in one platform. So for us, it's a huge value added to start implementing this technology, which actually now we are in process to improve it.
Thank you, Dr. Sorour, and worth mentioning that we are partnering with Deutschland Technology in this project, and we are hoping that the project will come live soon and more to come similar to this reference that you just mentioned. Now we have discussed here some key technologies that are making impact across all industries, but the fundamental question, what do we think is going to happen next? Look to the next 5 years. How do we believe the industry will change, adapt, and ultimately transform, not just to new normal, but a new sustainable normal? And back to you, Ibrahim, we know digitalization is more than just enhancing the processes, but a journey of converting technologies to interact and to integrate complex systems. How in the future will these technologies combine and create further benefits?
I think, as you can see around us, our life today is transformed by technology, and therefore, even the industries that we operate within, they are also very much transferred, sometimes disrupted, and sometimes improved by the technology. When it comes to how we see it in the future, I think it will be a question of two things. It's a question of scale, that the adoption of this technology and the embedding of the use of this technology from IoT to digital twins to digitalization is going to be adopted and implemented even further, which will make the scale that we're talking about is much bigger. More players will be in the market, accessing markets that previously were not accessible. The example of Hyperloop that we mentioned earlier will open and unlock a potential to access markets that today are not accessible because of geography, because of physical boundaries and environments. With that Hyperloop in place, you'll be able to reach markets and connect consumers with suppliers in a much more efficient and a much bigger scale. Also, the ability to create the platform economies where everything and everyone is connected right now, it will be a much better availability and visibility for all the parties engaged in any transaction to take the right decision to the benefit to their own interest, but also to the benefit of the overall ecosystem, which definitely brings the value back to us operating in the same place, basically our environment, the place we operate in. So it is becoming much more a responsibility of every entity within the supply chain to take an action towards sustaining the environment. And what we see going towards the future, and this is everyone is speaking about, is that it is becoming the responsibility of everyone to take part in that journey to sustain the future that we want to achieve. We see many players now engaged in renewable energy, engaged in re-innovation of their processes and equipment. In DP World, for example, we are transforming our fleet of trucks, traditional trucks, which we have thousands of them around. We are in a journey to transform them into an autonomous trucks that, for example, will be able to operate in a controlled environment without the need and the overhead of a traditional truck. For example, if we have an environment that is fully automated, that environment will no need to, for example, consume the same energy from lighting, from interfacing with a human user, so that this will definitely impact better on the consumption of energy. At the same time, it will improve the productivity and the efficiency of the whole process, which will definitely add back to the sustainability of the solution. These are examples of what we can see happening in the future. the move towards digitalization, the move towards platform economies, and the move towards further embedding of technologies like in the automation and the self-driver and the and the autonomous equipment that operates within these industries. I think one big important thing that we see as we go in the future is the mindset and the culture change that many players within the ecosystem is playing. Many players are taking it upon their own responsibilities to put initiatives and to put efforts to work towards a better sustainable environment, because we all, at the end of the day, operate in the same place. So everyone is affected directly or indirectly.
Thank you for those insights, Ibrahim. Dr. Sorour, Deutschland Technology has worked across more than 200 mega projects, ranging from oil and gas, pipelines, to national infrastructure, to data centers. Having this perspective across a range of industries on such a huge scale, where do you see the biggest impact that technology will have in transforming them to be smarter and greener?
It's clear for me from my field of activity that the technology is affecting the safety, the life safety. Therefore, it is really my vision. It will go through the upcoming months, not years even, that everything will be under one umbrella, because the world now is looking for reducing the carbon and the environmental, and looking how to have their own buildings green and within their own facility. So the technology now, it is facilitating such option and facilitating such ability for a company like us to provide their own solution by a manufacturer like, for example, Siemens. So the technology is coming from the manufacturer. The company like us is integrating multi-systems and providing this technology within to the client. It's a huge value added. So my vision within even the government visions now, even in Egypt, even in Emirates, and the government, even Saudi, even in Saudi as well. So all these countries now, they are looking for the vision of improving the facility from the life safety and providing the green environmental buildings. So the technology, it is enabling us and giving us at the company the full flexibility to providing such solutions. This is our vision clearly.
Thank you, Dr. Sorour, for this answer. Mr. Shahidi, as a consumer-facing brand, you have to constantly adapt your products to new market trends. With sustainability being in everyone's agenda, products being 100% sustainable is soon to be a reality. How does Almarai anticipating this trend, and what plans are in place to overcome this?
Well, it's going to be challenging, but what as an employee, I know that our top management and our risk and crisis management teams, we do have very well-defined teams to manage all such issues. And we have well proven that Almarai is ready to take head on all such challenges. It's not so easy. But just to let you know that, and as Mr. Najjar and Mr. Sorour explained, we had a challenging time during the COVID-19 pandemic whenever it began. But from the day one, I'm proud to say that our management and Almarai took immediate action to prioritize the safety of all employees and to protect the food processing and distribution operations. And we are proud to say that as a result of that, Almarai was recognized as the very first company ever to be awarded as AIB International Pandemic Prepared Certification. And this happened because we were well aware of the processes, situations, and we were thinking ahead. And this certification was covering the area of crisis management, supply chain management, intermittent operations planning management, health crisis mitigation measures, and all such prerequisite program review. So that's what we are there from the sustainability perspective. We are well prepared. Now, talking specifically about the sustainability, as an employee, my concern and like my other colleagues within the company, we believe that together we can be a better place if we all, And as Mr. Ibrahim explained, that it's a collaborative approach, it's a collective approach. But within our business, what we do, each and every employee, we are committed ourselves to make the day better than yesterday. That's why our tagline is that better every day. And that's what makes ourselves ahead from the other competition. And that's what is the heart of sustainability for Almarai. Now, specifically for going forward, as you asked the question, that our plan is basically to have very clear defined paths, the goals, and our management has declared 25 goals and targets to achieve by 2025. And what we have done, covering very holistically all the elements, our three pillars are going to be caring for the people, customers as well as internal, protecting the planet, and producing responsible products. And just to give you an example, at the height of a pandemic, Almarai has produced 3.8 million liters of milk and dairy products every day. Almost every day. 0.522 million kilograms of bakery products every day. Similarly, 0.65 million of juices on daily basis. So we have a proper system, proper plan, and things are moving accordingly. And we have a complete clarity from the management how exactly we have to move forward. Now, just to give you an example quickly, under the for the people, when we talk about the consumers or the employee, the focus is to provide the nutritional and complete well-being products, have health and safety aspects in the place, and also within company, the employee talent and diversity is there, and also the community investment. Almarai focus on the community investment as well. Now, as far as the protecting the planet is concerned, we do have the plan for the water management, packaging innovation, concern about the climate change, waste management, and sustainable agriculture as well. Now, for example, the quality and food safety for the producing responsible products, we have animal welfare, ethical sourcing, all such stuffs are there. So thank you so much for that.
It is really fantastic to get different perspective from you, Mr. Shahidi, on those issues. And now, in the time we have remaining, I want to ask an important question. Real sustainability will not happen with words. It has to be within the core of all companies to strive to be better. How do we create this change in attitude? And how can we ensure sustainability is not just a buzzword? And again, back to you, Mr. Shahidi, how is Almarai adopting sustainability as culture within its organization?
Well, within Almarai, what we do basically is that, as I explained you, each and every employee is committed to make the day better than yesterday. And we do follow a process and we do have a value. The acronym is ASPIRE, ASPIRE. So A stands for adaptable, S for sharing, P for passion. We are all passionate. I is for innovation, innovative, and R for respect, E for excellence. So we live our day with these values. And since last couple of years, our HR department has come up with the idea of WEV pillars. So we have 3 pillars defined, which we call it We Evolve. So we focus on new personal innovations, initiatives, talents, including art, music, etc. And the second one is We Care. So the management involves all the employees with the centered approach of activation, including promotions, well-being, and healthy lifestyle, etc. And then the third one is We Empower. And through that, we support our quality makers, our team for all the achievements, etc. And other one is that We Celebrate. So each and every activities, all the achievements whatsoever we do for the self and the consumer, we do celebrate. So we have a well-defined system. And as I explained you, we have a well-defined goals to achieve. So collectively, within the department, within the companies, and also with the help of our partners, different stakeholders, we do have a plan to march forward. And as you rightly explained, sustainable is not just a word, it is an action. So we have a plan to convert our vision, our goals into action. And as I told you earlier, Almarai is a process-driven company, quality-centered and well-defined processes to help the end consumers with the quality products. Back to you, Khalifa.
Indeed, thank you for that. Now back to you, Dr. Sorour. Where is the line between government regulation and corporate responsibility when it comes to sustainability? And whom do you think should take the lead on that? Is it the private or the public sector?
Okay, again, in our opinion, based on the market, both of us, we have the responsibility. But it is meaning we need to share the information, and we need to be open and transparent on the transferring the information, because such a decision to transferring any building, it is a sharing decision. So it's coming from the private and as well as from the government. And I think now the government, they are well, but they would like to be aware about this one. I will give you an example. Now, for example, we are working on the Holy Mosque of Mecca, and you can imagine how millions of people they can expect it in a single day. Therefore, the life and safety, it is one of the most important issues inside such facility. Now we are offering to the client, and we are trying to discussing technically how we can safely route the fire brigade and the maintenance people to pinpoint the exact location. This one, it's required a lot of such technology, because we need to integrate the panels. We need to use the Wi-Fi facility inside the building to transferring. We need to integrate it through the GPS. So it is required a huge effort coming together. It is not a matter of benefits. It's a matter now of facilitating the building and providing the rules of the company toward their own clients. So again, my point, it is both of us, the government and the private, especially the manufacturer, like Siemens, for example, they have a big rules toward such issue. Thanks for sure for their effort and thanks for their technology, but we need to share the information and to let the owner and the government understanding what are the main benefits coming out. Thanks, Khalifa.
Sure. We are more than willing to do so. Mr. Najjar, while the benefits of new technology seems obvious to everyone now, it is for sure impacting the skill set requirement from our employees within the industry. My question to you, how is DP World educating and upskilling their employees to operate and act sustainably?
Definitely the innovation that we bring in is changing the demography of the skill set. But the good news is it does not happen necessarily overnight. And usually any organization, like in the case of DP World, we take the development of our people as the main capital that we have within our assets very seriously. And we put plans to developing the skills required, not only for the current business environment, but also for the future and upcoming business requirement. An example for this, if we look at, if you imagine a port where it is heavily utilizing industrial equipment, the cranes that will lift the very heavy containers, tons of metal and heavy machinery and trucks, all of this environment, people working in the field, they have to be equipped with very specialized and very specific training to operate in such environments. With the use of technology, with the use of innovation, we're able to bring in IoT, we're able to connect many of these parts together and be able to remotely control such equipments. And with that, we bring the people in a different environment. It's no longer the heavy industrial environment in the field, but it's more of a office environment. And much of the manual routine tasks that many of the workforce are supposed to do is today leveraging the technology of artificial intelligence and automation, which much of that has been taking off the burden of the employee. Therefore, the upskilling towards the talents that we have is usually of bigger thinking and more on the analytic side and more on the service design and the business design, rather than just focusing on the specific routine tasks to complete the job. So for that, we have programs in place. For example, in DP World, we have program in place to upskill as we go through this journey of digitalization, as we go through this journey of automation. We embed the new modes of operation as part of our programs, the development programs, as part of our transformation. And it's not only within the organization itself, but it also across the whole supply chain, where we also have programs to educate our end users and the beneficiaries of the services into how to utilize the services in the best of their interest. Today, we have platforms emerging, like in the case of crate.com, which is a platform that tells our customers, shows them the visibility on what is the best route and what is the best efficient service to take in terms of transporting cargo. And it is more like a shortest route from origin to destination for their cargo. And that ability and that skill that is required now and for the future is different than what it used to be in the past. And this is a continuous interaction between us internally with all the stakeholders and also externally with all the customers. And ultimately, this will impact part of our responsibility to make this intuitive enough for them, but also transform the skill and talents required for us to navigate through the future.
Thank you so much. Actually, this was really fantastic discussion, and I'm sure we are going to continue similar discussion also in the near future. I would like to thank Mr. Ibrahim and Najjar, Dr. Shahidi, Dr. Mohamed Sorour for joining me today. Please check out the Transformina website for more discussions that deep dive into technologies that are transforming industry, infrastructure, and transportation in the region and around the world. Thank you once again, and to the panelists, enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.